There are mornings when you wake up and realize you no longer hear the birds outside your window before you hear that little crack in your knees. It's a strange feeling. Your body is still yours, yet somehow it doesn't move the way it used to. You get up slowly, place your hand on the side of the bed, take a careful step, and all you hope for is that the stiffness fades a little faster. I believe that if you're watching this video, you've probably had moments like that. And sometimes, it's the smallest shifts in our bodies that make us think the most about life. You know, at 60, I often feel that age is like a quiet companion. Not loud, not rushed, but every day leaving a few subtle marks on us. Sometimes it's a wrinkle at the corner of the eye. Sometimes it's a slight shortness of breath when climbing the stairs. And sometimes, more often than not, it's that gentle protest from our joints. But here's the interesting part. Many things we call aging are really just our body's way of saying it's running low on fuel, low on care, low on nutrients we've forgotten to replenish in the busyness of life. I've worked with hundreds of patients between the ages of 50 and 70, and I've realized something important. Joint pain is not always the end of youth. It's sometimes the beginning of a new journey to care for yourself. A journey where we learn to listen to the quiet voice inside every joint, every muscle, every breath. A journey where we understand that health is not a given, it's a gift we return to our body every single day. In today's video, I want to sit with you like two older friends sharing a warm cup of tea on a quiet afternoon and talk about the nutrients that can truly make your joints feel lighter, more flexible, more at ease. Not flashy claims, not distant promises, but the real experiences and insights I've gathered after decades of caring for older adults, and even more. I'll share with you one powerful compound that many people over 50 have never heard of, yet it's far stronger than common vitamins, and I've seen it make a real difference for many of my patients. We're going to explore each nutrient, each story, each reason why your body needs them, and if you're searching for a way to ease stiffness, or simply want to feel that lightness in your steps again, like you did years ago, I think you'll find yourself in the words we share today. So let's begin this journey starting with the smallest things, the ones that have the power to change your life the most. As I grew older, I realized something remarkable. The human body has a memory of its own. It remembers every fall you took in your 20s, every decade of hard work, every late night when you told yourself, "It's fine, I'll take care of it tomorrow." And one day, that memory knocks on the door, sometimes as a sharp twinge in the knee, sometimes as a brief numbness in the wrist, sometimes as a morning where it takes a few extra minutes just to stretch your joints awake. But you know, that's not betrayal. It's simply your body saying, "Hey, we've been walking together for a long time. Maybe it's time you and I take better care of each other." In more than 30 years of working with older adults, I've learned that most joint pain isn't caused by age alone. It's caused by missing nutrients the body no longer produces or absorbs as well as it used to. Once you understand that, everything feels lighter. You're no longer helpless. You know exactly what you can give back to your body. Today, I want to share 5 important nutrients with you, but instead of listing them like a textbook, I want to tell you about them the way an old friend would, slowly, gently, so you can feel the meaning behind each one. 1. Collagen type 2 plus hyaluronic acid. The quiet craftsman inside your joints. Many years ago, a veteran in his 60s came to see me. He said, "Doctor, every step I take, I can hear my past in it, the grinding, the clicking. I'm afraid one day I won't be able to walk at all." I started him on type 2 collagen combined with hyaluronic acid, and the beautiful thing was, a few months later, he came back smiling. "Doctor, I don't hear my past anymore." This type of collagen works like a patient craftsman, silently repairing tiny gaps in the cartilage. And hyaluronic acid, it's like the drop of oil that softens an old creaking door. As we age, the fluid in our joints dries out, and every movement feels stiff. But these 2 nutrients help bring back the smoothness we once had. When I watch my patients stand up more easily, step down a staircase without wincing, I'm reminded that sometimes the body only needs a little lubrication to let us live more comfortably again. 2. Astaxanthin, the red shield, stronger than vitamin C. There's something fascinating that many people don't know. Vitamin C isn't the strongest antioxidant out there. Over the many years I've practiced, I've watched a deep red compound called astaxanthin rise in the world of joint and cellular health. It comes from microalgae, tiny organisms that survive some of the harshest environments on Earth by creating their own protective shield. And when that shield enters our body, it becomes a quiet guardian for our joints. Astaxanthin is so powerful that people often describe it as 6,000 vitamin C molecules packed into one. Remember a 58-year-old female patient telling me, "I took so much vitamin C, but my joints were still stiff. Yet after just 1 month on astaxanthin, it felt like my body had been unlocked." Her words made me think deeply. At this age, our bodies don't just need standard nourishment, they need something purer, stronger, and capable of reaching deeper layers of repair. That's exactly what astaxanthin does. It slips into every cell, reduces inflammation, and softens the long-standing wear and tear life has left on our joints. When I started recommending astaxanthin as a replacement for vitamin C, many of my patients in midlife told me they could feel the difference, not in a loud or dramatic way, but subtly, like a gentle breeze passing through, yet impossible to ignore. It reminded me that sometimes the strongest solutions are the ones that work. Quietly. 3. Vitamin D3 plus K2. The caretakers of calcium's proper place. I often joke with my patients. Calcium is like a bunch of kids, wonderful but without supervision. They run everywhere and cause trouble. Vitamin D3 helps you absorb calcium, and vitamin K2 guides it to the right place. Into your bones, instead of wandering into your joints or your arteries. Many people take D3 alone and actually feel stiffer. Once I explain, they realize they were simply missing a guide. For older adults, calcium building up in the arteries or joint tissues is extremely common. But when you supplement correctly, the body feels reorganized. Like cleaning up an old room and suddenly everything feels brighter and more orderly. One of my 65-year-old patients once told me that after a few months of taking D3 and K2 together, she felt lighter in the bones. It was a poetic way to put it, but I knew exactly what she meant. A sense of ease returning to her movement. Age doesn't take everything from us. It simply teaches us to be more careful with what we choose to keep. There's something I always tell my older patients. Joints don't weaken for no reason. They weaken because the body has been trying too hard, for too long, in silence, and often, just one nutrient taken at the right moment and in the right amount can become a small lantern guiding us through the years we once believed were only meant for decline. In part 1, we talked about collagen type 2, hyaluronic acid, astaxanthin, and the D3 plus K2 duo. Now, let me continue with the remaining pieces of this puzzle, each one a small story gathered from decades of caring for the human body. 4. Omega-3 from algal oil, a gentle breeze passing through hidden inflammation. I remember a patient named Stephen, 62 years old. He once told me, "Doctor, every morning my joints feel tied up. They don't really loosen until noon." That experience is far from rare. Many people over 50, even those in their 40s, wake up feeling that familiar morning stiffness. A classic sign of quiet, lingering inflammation. When I put Stephen on omega-3 from algal oil, he came back 6 weeks later and said, "Doctor, I don't have to wait for my body to warm up anymore. What I appreciate about algal oil as opposed to fish oil is its purity, no heavy metals, no fishy aftertaste, and no stomach discomfort. It is the original source of DHA and EPA, the very compounds fish get from algae in the first place." For older adults, I think of algal oil as a soft breeze drifting through long-standing inflammation. Nothing loud, nothing dramatic, but week by week, the body becomes more supple, joints complain less, and the mind feels lighter. When a 60-year-old begins to feel less stiffness, they don't just move better, life itself feels a little more spacious. 5. Magnesium glycinate, the gentle hand that relaxes tense nerves. There's something almost everyone forgets. Joints aren't just bones. They're a whole network of muscles, ligaments, nerves, and soft tissue. And when the muscles tighten, the joints hurt along with them. One evening, I sat down with a 17-year-old patient named Lindell. She told me the dull ache in her lower back and hips was keeping her from sleeping well. I suggested she try magnesium glycinate at night. A month later, Linda returned and said, "Doctor, I don't know exactly what magnesium does, but it helps me breathe deeper, sleep better, and strangely enough, my joints feel softer." Magnesium glycinate is like a gentle hand resting on the shoulder of your body, whispering, "It's okay, relax, let go." This form of magnesium is especially good for older adults because it absorbs well and doesn't cause diarrhea, like cheaper forms often do. And when the muscles finally relax, the joints almost always feel relief. A simple biological truth so many people overlook. I often tell my patients, sometimes to save a painful joint, you must begin by soothing the muscles around it. Magnesium glycinate is exactly that soothing hand. 6. Synergy, the harmonious chord between the body and time. People often ask me, "Doctor, out of all these nutrients, which one is the strongest?" I usually smile, because the truth is, there is no single king nutrient. The beauty of the human body lies in synergy, much like an orchestra. Collagen rebuilds the structure. Hyaluronic acid lubricates each movement. Astaxanthin sweeps away oxidative inflammation. D3 plus K2 guide calcium to the right place. Omega-3 soothes lingering inflammation. Magnesium relaxes the tense muscles. Imagine this. Each nutrient is like an instrument. Played alone, it may sound pleasant, but it's not enough. But when taken in the right amounts, at the right time, for the right purpose, they blend into a song of healing. I've seen the spark in my patients' eyes when they realize they can walk down the stairs without pain. I've watched a 65-year-old bend down to tie her shoes without needing support. I've witnessed people who once gave up hope rediscover lightness in their every movement. But everything begins with one thing: patience and the belief that the body still remembers how to heal, if we give it what it truly needs. 7. A small secret time has taught me throughout my years as a doctor. The moments that move me the most aren't the dramatic recoveries. What touches me deeply are those quiet realizations my older patients often whisper. "I didn't know I could still live lighter, easier, more peacefully, even after 60. These nutrients aren't magic, but they are small keys that open doors age once tried to close. And when my patients ask me, "Doctor, can I really get better?" I always answer with a gentle smile and a sentence that has stayed with me for years. The human body never forgets how to heal. Sometimes, we just need to remind it. As we come to the end of this journey together, I'd like you to give yourself one quiet minute, just one, to feel your body sitting here, breathing steadily, listening, and to understand that whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, your body still carries a quiet strength far greater than you realize. The nutrients we talked about, collagen type 2, hyaluronic acid, astaxanthin, D3 plus K2, omega-3, and magnesium glycinate are not miracles. They won't make you 20 years old again in a few weeks, but they act as silent companions, walking beside you in every small movement you make. They help you get out of bed without wincing, help you bend down to tie your shoes without hesitation, help you stand up from a chair without wondering, "Do I have the strength today?" And most importantly, they remind you that aging doesn't take away the joy of living in a body that still works with you, not against you. I've always believed that health doesn't only live in test results or prescriptions. It lives in the small choices you make each day, in every breath you offer your body, in every moment you decide that you deserve to live gently. And well, if today's message has helped you, let it be a gentle reminder that recovering your joints isn't a battle, but a homecoming, a return to understanding yourself, caring for yourself, and treating yourself with kindness. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you want to continue exploring ways to keep your body strong, flexible, and peaceful, I hope you'll join me in the next videos. Age may slow our steps, but it has never stopped us from moving forward. I'll see you again on a journey where each day, your body grows just a little stronger.